If you like salsa and want to start dancing salsa, then this video is definitely for you. Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the dancer is here. Welcome back to my channel. Now, this video is for all the salsa lovers. If you've been dancing for a long time, you might find this interesting. But if you haven't danced for a while and you're just starting, or you literally never done it and you want to start salsa, this is definitely a video for you. So I did a video before for bachata, but this time I'm doing it for salsa. So there's going to be 5 points for you that I'm going to say that I think are super important to know when you're about to start doing salsa. Maybe some things are obvious, but there will be some gems there for sure that if you're just starting in a very overwhelming dance environment, you will definitely feel more at ease knowing these things. So, not gonna drag anymore. Let's go. Point number 1, salsa has many different styles. Depending where you go is what you're gonna get. Depending which country, which city, even which club in the same city, what style you're gonna get. So what styles are we talking about? The most popular ones, the ones most common that you're gonna find, are crossbody style, which is dancing in the line, and then you have a Cuban style, which is dancing more circular. Now, there's a lot to know about these styles, and I have made some videos before that I'm gonna tag in the description link if you want to know about those styles specifically. But basically, one is more in the line crossbody, the other one is more circular in Cuban. Now, just the crossbody itself as well, you could be dancing on the first beat or the second beat. So there's many different variations of those styles as well. And then you have Colombian style, Cali salsa, which is not as oftenly found, but it exists. And so when you start salsa, keep in mind, it's not the only salsa that exists. So sometimes we start with something and we might not really like it, but maybe you haven't tried the one that you would. You know what I mean? Or it's the vice versa. You really love that style, but then you try something else and you're like, actually, that one is better. I'm happy I started with this one. So it really depends, but just don't get discouraged. Just keep in mind there's so many possibilities. And when you start exploring different places rather than just your local club in your local community, you will see how many different styles there is. And then you can make a decision for yourself what kind of style you want to be more focused on. Point number 2. You gotta have the right shoes, okay? When you come to dance salsa, even if it's beginner's level, you will find it excruciating if you have the wrong shoes. Now, that doesn't mean from the get-go that you need to have dancing shoes. But what it means, your shoes have to have a slippery surface. So it could be, if it's sneakers, plastic sole, something that's a bit more plastic so it could spin better on the floor, because in salsa we like to turn a lot. So there has to be some sort of easy way to turn around. If you're wearing normal shoes, then it has to have leather sole. If you have leather sole, it works well with the dance floor, so you get to turn a little bit easier. Why is it so important? Because in the beginning, it's already difficult to learn something. So when you're learning turns, for example, and you're sticking to the floor, half of it you think it's you, and you're already struggling and you're learning something new, and now you're stuck to the floor and you don't even know it's your shoe's fault. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but if you have the right shoes, your first experience and the experience as you continue is much better, because we are going to be turning a lot in salsa. So make sure you come in with good shoes. Number 3. It is very important to understand that salsa is a fast dance. We dance to fast music. Now, we have a lot of music that is a little bit more calm and relaxed and everything. But most of the time, it's upbeat. Yes, it is not a slow motion, okay? It's an upbeat dance. And it's important to understand that, because in classes, when we teach, we use slower music because in the beginning when you're learning, it's almost impossible to do the steps correctly and pick up with the timing. So we pick songs that are a little bit slower on purpose so that you could get the practice in, and then we gradually try to make the songs faster, so now to work a little bit more on your agility, because otherwise it gets a bit too much. So then you go to the social and suddenly the music is not the same. It's much faster. So it's really hard to keep up with the beat. That's why in my classes, I personally like to start with a slow song. And as I say, I like to build it up. And then in the end, do practice with the normal tempo salsa, just for people to have an understanding what's going to happen in the social so they wouldn't get discouraged. But not always that's the case. Sometimes you go to some classes and it's super slow songs in the class, and then the social starts and it's like, what is going on? So you got to prepare yourself emotionally that salsa is a cardio, which is good for your health, good for your heart, but you got to keep that in mind. Number 4, salsa is turns. A lot of turns. You are turning and you are turning and you are turning. Listen, I love it, but I'm just saying there's a lot of turns. So, of course, when you end up being really good, there's other things you do and you mix it up, and you do flicks and you do body movement and all kinds of things, some footwork. But mostly it's turns. We call them turn patterns. Like you go to a class, you learn 10 patterns. There's a lot of 10s. So as a leader, if you're going to be leading, you're going to be surviving. It's a little bit more manageable. If you're a follower, you have to remember mostly it's 10s. So if you're going to get dizzy, ask the teacher questions. How do I stop dizziness? There's a lot of ways to do that. You can spot, you can do exercises. There's all kinds of things that can help you with dizziness. Some people have a little bit of vertigo, just generally, then they just have to push it through. And sometimes it's not comfortable and sometimes they push it through. But there's a lot to it. But what you cannot do is say, you're teaching with too many turns. That makes no sense. Like you cannot keep up with the turns. That's a different thing. But we cannot teach any less turns because salsa is turns. Loads of them. And final point that I really want to mention is salsa community is one of the most friendliest communities that I have ever been part of. So whatever happens, you have to keep that in mind. Do not be afraid to ask anybody anything. The teachers, the classmates, random people. Salsa community is all about love, understanding, sharing, supporting one another, protecting one another, sharing information, inviting each other to different events, sharing the love of dance and music. You won't even believe the family you gain just by joining a small little salsa class. So don't be afraid. Whatever you hear, remember that the community itself is wonderful. And just for that, it is worth going to salsa. Thank you so much for watching. These videos are for you. This channel is for you. So I really hope that this was helpful. And if you know somebody who's about to start their salsa journey, make sure you share this video with your friend and they might find this useful too. Now, the other way you can help your fellow dancers, if you use the comments. If you think that I missed something, or if you agree with what I say, use it in the comments, express yourself, and you might be helping out somebody else. We have people reading comments all the time, communicating with each other, so you could be one of them that helps us out. Now, also, show some love to me, to the educator. You can show the love by subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet, liking it, and of course, keep on watching other videos. And I'm gonna show you these videos about the salsa scene that you can keep on exploring and knowing more about salsa. So watch those, support, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.